So we have different clubs. We have a yoga club, we have a gardening club, we have a CrossFit club. But I tell you, my favorite club of them all, it's the knitting club. Are there any knitters here today? Oh, we got knitters. Yeah, I'm a knitter. Can you believe it? If my mom was here, she would say, yeah, Brian. But I love knitting. I love being able to help kids with their knitting. So the first night of the knitting club, we were at Joanne Fabrics. Now, you have a Joanne's out here? Oh yeah, Joanne's. I've never been there. Have all of you been to Joanne's before? Pretty much? Yeah. Well, when we went to Joanne's, I was amazed as we got there. We got to the front right corner of the store, and of course, you know, the back left corner of the store were all the knitting supplies. So we had 10 visually impaired students, 2 club leaders, and of course, we had to make our way by weaving our way back to that back right corner. In the knitting club, we had to weave our way. Okay, I want to make sure everybody got it. Anyway, so we got to the back right corner and back left corner, and I was surprised how intent they were. The kids wanted to have a certain color of yarn. Why did it matter? Well, they wanted to knit a scarf for their mom. And their mom's favorite color is blue. That's why. These kids, they're so patient, so kind, so loving. But I couldn't believe that that was why they wanted to have it. Well, the leaders were intent that we had to have the thickest yarn possible for their hands. And then they wanted to have the needles that are as large as possible. And then we even had a modified loom. And this loom, I'll show you here in a minute, but this modified loom would help the kids. And I got to thinking about that. There's symbolization in everything we do and everything we see if you just take a minute to look at it. So the symbolization for this club was that yarn represents our lives. It's so long. But then the needles or the looms, they represent the different events in our lives that force us to go different ways and handle life differently. But then the loops or the stitches that we make, they are what we make of our lives. I thought that was kind of neat. So we did get all of our supplies and we made it back out. Second class, second night of the knitting club, we have them every week, once a week. And we're sitting there, and a friend of mine, he is sitting here, and I was pretty new with the club at this point, and he was struggling. So he had one of these modified looms. And a modified loom is this, where you have grooves in each one of the pegs, and then, so for you knitters out there, you have to cast on first, I understand. But we cast it on for them, and then they were able to start knitting. So in the knitting club, we took this loom, we put the cast on, then we put the yarn over top, and then what you have to do as you're knitting, you have to be able to take that bottom yarn and take it with a hook and grab it and then take it up over top of the other one and take it up over top of the peg. That is how you make a loop. One loop. So imagine, as hard it is for me to explain to you, imagine how hard it is for me to explain to someone that's visually impaired. Not only is he visually impaired, but he has cognitive disabilities as well. So it's a real challenge. But as we sat there for what seemed like an hour, we finally got him to get that bottom yarn and take it up over top of the other peg. And when he did, it was magic. I can't tell you. I said, friend, because we're still not on a first name basis at this point. I said, friend, you did it. I did it? He didn't know. I did it. I did it. Right then, back left corner of the room, someone said, he did it. He did it. He did it. He made a loop. He made a loop. He made a loopie. Then somebody in the back right corner, said, "Heard?" They said, "He made a loopie! Loopie! Loopie!" And then they all said it together with me. Loopie! Say it with me. Loopie! 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 You cannot say loopie without smiling. Isn't that great? But it was great for that club. That one small loop changed our entire club. It changed the perspective. There's that word again. The perspective on everything. Because it wasn't about making a scarf. It was about the journey. It was about going through the process. And you'll find that, I'm sure, in your jobs a lot as well. It's not so much about the final outcome, but it's about where you went. How you went through all that you went through to get there. Well, that one small loop changed everything, like I said. But if there are three main things that I'd like to leave you with today, they are that life will not go as planned. It's going to be different. And I know some of you are younger, and you probably won't want to hear that, but some of you are older, and you probably want to hear that. But life is not going to go as planned. So don't be afraid to reimagine your life, because you're going to need to. And then the third and most important thing that I want you to remember is that all of those relationships that we talked about, they're all so very important. Whether they're your friends or your family or your colleagues or your patients, all of that, all of those relationships are important because they are who make you. So, just go live your life. Just go live your life. Just go live your life. That's what I did. And these are my life. Thank you.